All right, guys. Hellena Taylor is a freaking nutcase. She went on essentially what was a Twitter tirade today, talked about the Bayonetta update. I know this is a little bit of a dead horse at this point, but my God, Bayonetta 3 has officially gotten as much free advertising as it possibly could, thanks to the former voice actress for the title character, Hellena Taylor. You basically marketed this game. This game is going to do fucking amazing solely because of the nonsense that you have spewed out. So if you guys have been following, just the other week, Hellena Taylor came out on Twitter. She called Platinum Games and Nintendo out, saying they lowballed her, that they only offered her $4,000 total to voice the original, full length of the game for Bayonetta 3. And it was like very divisive. A lot of people quickly jumped to the side of Hellena Taylor. They were quick to put their shining armor and their shining shield and sword, and they're like, oh, we're going to defend our mistress, we're going to be weebs and Bayonetta simps and just, listen to one side of the story. That's the mistake there. There was too many people that made YouTube videos saying, this is sickening, this is horrible, I'm not buying the game, boycott Bayonetta, and it was just, within a week, they already changed their tone. And they just went wherever the tide was going, wherever the trend was going, which is a little kind of a bit foolish, in my opinion. I will stay on the record. I will vow that I, since day one, knew that Hellena Taylor was full crap. I called it out, and I was 110% right. I never once said, oh, I'm going to boycott this game just because this voice actress who doesn't know me from Adam is telling me to, because there's two sides to every story, guys. I'm not a voice actor. I don't know the industry as far as pay goes, but the one thing that I do know for sure is that even though Hellena Taylor was saying that she broke NDA, she never showed any evidence of any kind of, contract negotiations, any proof of the pay that was offered to her, any kind of thing to show other than her spouting out her feelings, saying, oh, I got offended, I was disrespected because of my credentials and stuff, which is fine and dandy. You feel disrespected when somebody gives you a lowball offer. You say, hey, best of luck, shake their hand, say, no thank you, this role is not for me, and move on. Be a professional. Get your role somewhere else. Go get your other gig. Go sign up for a thing that is going to pay you what you want. But don't wait until a week or two before the launch of this game to try to stir up some trouble just to kind of get some clout off of it. I bet she wasn't expecting Platinum Games to come out and leak stuff to Bloomberg for them to report that she was actually offered 4 sessions for $5,000 each and a total of like $15,000 and a cameo role and everything like that. Basically, the egg freaking fell on her face and she looks like a complete fool for what she did. No true standing for any of her stuff. I know there's still people out there that are like on her side for whatever fucking reason. People are always quick to go against the grain when it comes to believing any kind of allegation or accusation that's thrown out there. Remember, anybody can say anything on the internet. That doesn't mean that it's true. But I just wanted to show you guys this update. Hellena Taylor actually took to Twitter earlier today, and she just kind of went nuts. I know I'm rambling a little bit. I did a little bit of a recap. People are more aware of this, but you can see that she's saying it has come to her attention that some people are calling her a liar and gold digger. I wonder why, because the story's changing. The more that stuff is coming out from what she said originally, it's changing, and it does not look good. If there was any kind of, honestly, if there's no kind of like legal issue here, like if she didn't have like a lawsuit or anything like that, she should have just stayed shut the fuck up, because this just made her look bad. Anytime somebody says boycott something, I personally go against it. I will go buy that fucking game. I'm not going to listen to what somebody says. So she says, I feel the need to defend myself and my reputation in the industry. She's basically just being, I don't know. This is self-destruction as its finest. Now, again, I'm not a SAG actor. I don't know anything like that. I've done one movie and a few little cameos in other indie movies, so I don't know the standard rate for what she should be offered. If $15,000 is even a low amount of work, to me, it's not. I totally would go 4 times into work to get $15,000 for 5 hours a day. Shit, sign me the fuck up. $15,000, I can do some damage with that. Anyways, going on, she could say, as I posted on part 3 of my video thread, I explained that their first offer was too low. That offer was $10,000 total. So this is where the red flag is. She's saying their offer was $10,000 total, but in the first video, she was saying they only offered her $4,000 for her work for the full game. So was it 4,000 or was it 10,000, Miss Taylor? I think you're lying here. I think you're not remembering your lies. Now she goes on to say it's a $450 million franchise, not counting merch. Again, just because they made $450 million doesn't mean that's what they have in the bank. There's cost, there's paying employees, there's all sorts of, stuff that has to be taken care of. So net profits, gross profits, all different. Then she goes on to say that she did email or message Kamaya, who's the director of Bayonetta, asking for what she's worth. She said she thought as a creative, he would understand. He replied saying how much he valued my contribution to the game and how the fans wanted me to voice the game. They offered her an extra $5,000. So that would be $15,000 right there. So she's basically admitting that the Bloomberg report of $15,000 total for the offer is completely true, even though she just said on Twitter the other day that they were trying to protect their asset and protect the game, that they were lying. This is all but confirming right here that the Bloomberg report is true. They said she was offered $15,000. She said she was offered $4,000. But right here she's saying she was offered $10,000 with an extra $5,000 on top of it. So she's confirming that she fucking lied. She admitted right here that she lied. They offered her the money. So she went to decline to voice the game. She heard nothing from them for 11 months. So she had almost a full entire fucking year of radio silence. They then offered her a flat fee to voice some lines for $4,000. Any other lies, such as $4,000 for 5 sessions, or total fabrication. So to me, she doesn't understand math. She doesn't understand work. I think she's getting this totally confused. She's saying that $4,000 for 5 sessions was a total fabrication. That to me sounds like that was the $15,000 offer or so. And that she turned that down, so they only offered her $4,000 for a cameo. So then she turned and said that they only offered her $4,000 total for the game. So to me, it seems like she's just a complete mess, that she doesn't understand business. She contacted them. They contacted her. They offered her $15,000 total. She turned it down. 11 months later, they offered her $4,000 to do a cameo. That's 2 different offers. The first offer that you turned down was no longer on the table. That's how business works. They went and got Jennifer Hale to do the role instead of you. And they still came and offered you a cameo role for $4,000 just to read a few lines. $4,000 sounds, I'll do anything for $4,000. Mark that. I will. OnlyFans coming soon. But to me, it seems like she's getting all these negotiations and offers mixed up. Once you decline a deal, that's it. That deal's no longer in anything. That bet, that deal, the negotiation, the pay offer, anything you do, if you negotiate a deal, that's out the window. They still came and offered you $4,000 after that, and you still negotiated it and turned it down. So, yeah, that's ridiculous. She says there were not extensive negotiations. I've also been informed of ridiculous fiction, such as I asked for $250,000. I'm a team player. I was just asking for a fair living wage in line with the value I bring to this game. So now she's doing these poor me stuff. You know what I mean? This poor me, blah, blah, blah. But if she's agreeing that they did offer her 4 sessions for $5,000, that she's confirming they offered her $15,000 total, then to me, that means the rest of the report that said she asked for 6 figures was absolutely right, was absolutely correct. Now, she said she was paid a shockingly low total of, I guess, is it £3,000 total for the first game, a little more than for the second. I wanted to voice her. I've drummed up interest in this game ever since I started on Twitter in 2011. So she's all over the place with these accusations, guys. She is fucking all over this place. It seems like she doesn't have her story correct. You know, she says one thing, she confuses it for something else, and then twists it around. She's just doing all these weird hashtags, calling Bayonetters and, you know, putting down the companies and stuff that she worked for. It looks very extremely unprofessional. And she admits right here that it was a $15,000 offer that she says the Bloomberg report is not correct, but then she says it herself that they offered her 15,000. So don't buy into this. If you are boycotting the game, I think you're in over your head as far as the truth goes. I think you're falling for some bullshit artist's lies. I mean, Platinum Games came out, clarified this stuff through the reports with Bloomberg. I mean, they got Bloomberg had to get the numbers somewhere, right? That's more than what Hellena Taylor had in her video that people bought. Bloomberg actually saw evidence and figures and stuff. And I'm sure this is still a developing story. But then again, in the long run, this developing story just gave so much free advertisement to Bayonetta 3. It's probably going to sell a lot of copies compared to the first two. On top of that, Jennifer Hale, the new voice actor of Bayonetta, came out and basically just baby-faced the whole situation and, you know, asked fans to take into consideration before they boycott. So I think Jennifer Hale, Platinum Games, and Nintendo have handled the situation a lot more maturely than Hellena Taylor ever could, and it's not looking good. She's a nutcase. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.